Well, today is day one towards my goal of eventually having a genetic of bee across most of my apiary that is resistant to mites. My goal with this is I would like to be able to provide all of my northern climate folks up here a option to be able to bring in resistant genetics into their colonies. I know Varroa is such a big issue, and yes, you can treat, but call me crazy, but I do believe that we can restore some, if not all, of the balance between the honeybees and the mites so that the honeybees are on top, and maybe one day, decades from now, mites won't even be an issue. I don't know. But all I know is continuing to treat is just putting a band-aid on the problem, which I believe that treating is very important because you shouldn't just let your bees die, and you shouldn't be letting your bees just go out and spread viruses and mites to other wild bees. But I'm really interested in helping this fight, so I guess this is day one towards rearing queens with resistant qualities. I plan to bring in a breeder queen. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it yet. I might wait until the spring because I would like to rear a lot of queens off of her. Before she goes out and gets mated, I would bring in one that's already inseminated. So I don't know. I still have a lot to learn, but there's only so much information you can consume in one day. So let's go. Okay, so for my game plan going forward, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently than some. I'm going to be kind of in between treatment free and treating still. Like I said, I don't feel comfortable just letting my bees die, and financially, yeah, no, right now, I'm not just going to let my bees die. So my game plan is I'm going to be testing all of my colonies. I might start doing VSH testing. I don't know. We'll see. I just keep following along to find out if I end up doing that. But I will be doing regular alcohol washes. Not really sure on the frequency of that yet, but today I'm going to alcohol wash all of my colonies, and that's going to give me a baseline. Now, I did just treat all of these colonies with Formic Pro, so yeah, I wish I would have tested them all before I treated, but you got to start somewhere, so it is what it is. But okay, so my game plan. I'm going to be testing all the colonies. Any colonies that go above the threshold, I am going to treat and requeen the colony. That way I'm not losing bees, and I'm still bringing in new genetics to change what's going on so that doesn't happen again. Now, the reason why I think I'm going to have to start doing VSH testing is, okay, so if I understand this correctly, I've been doing a lot of research by some of the top breeders, and this is what I am understanding. So a colony that could be 100% VSH could have a very high mite load when you do an alcohol wash. And the reason for this is, if you live in an area where there's a very high mite load on the area, your bees are still going to be picking up mites, but what the defining factor is whether or not those mites are reproducing or not, and if the bees are allowing them to reproduce or not. So if a bee shows a VSH trait, then they're going to uncap that. They're going to be able to smell that reproducing mite underneath the capped brood, and they will uncap the brood, take it out, and destroy the mite, get rid of it, so that they're not able to reproduce. So, like I said, I still have a lot to learn. I can only consume so much information in one day, but got to start somewhere. So we're starting with alcohol washes on all of my colonies to give me a baseline and see where we're at. I'm also going to be keeping track of every single hive. Here is the paper that I'm going to be using. If anybody's interested in this, I can definitely just put a link to this so you can download it for free. But this will make it easier for me to keep track of everything that's going on in this hive so that I can select my top performers and rear queens off of those. In my program, I'm going to be looking for resistance, whether they're calm or aggressive. I'm honestly kind of tired of taking care of aggressive bees. I'm tired of having to wear a suit all the time, so I'd like to be a little bit more gentle. And what are my top performers when it comes to honey producing? So yeah, that's what I'll be looking for. So first step is labeling all of my hives so I know what is what. I'm gonna label the bottom boards because I know the bottom boards is always gonna stay with the hive. That way it doesn't get all mixed up when you change out boxes and all that whatnot. Also, I just put these screens on to help prevent robbing. I got this from Barnyard Bees. Such an amazing idea. So if you're interested, go check out his video. It's great. All right, today's gonna be a long day because I have 25 hives to test. Well, actually 24. I already tested my strongest hive last week and it came back at 5 mites, which is kind of high after treating. So yeah, but at least I have that data point. Here I got some Dawn dish soap that I got from Greg Burns. I got this idea from him and it works great. It is supposed to be more accurate than an alcohol wash, so that's what I'm using now. So I forgot to buy inner covers when I bought all of these hives. And since a lot of them are down to single boxes, they really need to have an inner cover in there so they had enough room to be able to go over the frames. That just wouldn't make sense if they were only able to come up from the bottom in a single box. So I had to take it from all my other ones. So this is what I've been doing for feeding. And yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to do this anymore because they are gonna build this out pretty quickly here. So I will definitely have to go get my extra frames and throw them in here. Since I have so many hives, this is how I'm feeding now. That bucket over there. I got the idea of how to do it from Barnyard Bees. So yeah, I keep recommending him because he has a lot of good stuff on his channel. So if you're looking for how to make a feeding bucket, go check out his channel. I've never really fed in the past because I've never really had to feed, but now that I have 25 hives, there's not enough resources in the area to go around. I'm definitely gonna have to split them up next year. I might get into pollination. I don't know, we'll see about that. But yeah, so for now, I'm gonna have to feed. In fact, I actually still have my 4 mix strips on here that I'll be taking off today. So I only found 1 mite in this, so I'm gonna throw some more bees in there because I don't believe that there's only 1 mite. So let's throw some more in. Wow, that's impressive. 1. All right, cool. For hive number 2, we came back at 1 mite. Huh. Yep, 1 mite. Hive number 3, 0 mites. I'm putting more mites in these cups. I'm actually kind of I'm putting more bees in the cup. I'm putting around a cup of bees instead of half a cup of bees so that I get a wider check or a better check. Because I'm kind of shocked that the mite load is so low, but that's a good thing. Hive number 4, 1, but I did see some sackbird. Hive number 5 has 2 mites. And yeah, they're out of the program. They sent out a couple swarms. I haven't been able to check on them for the past month. It's hard to keep track of so many beehives, but they had 1 more swarm cell left, so I took it out. I might use it in a different hive, at least until I can bring in a better queen. Since I do have some new hives right here that are queenless right now, it'll do for the time being. But Yeah, they sent out quite a few swarms. So, yep, out of the program, buddy. Correction, one more just fell through. They have 3 mites, and that is my highest mite value so far. Also, one thing to note is this colony sent out swarms even though they're only on 4 frames. Like, the rest of the hive is empty, yet they still sent out swarms. Yeah, no, not good genetics. Hive number 6, only 2 mites, and it was my best honey and it was my best honey producer so far. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little tired, but I'm gonna do 2 more. I'm only gonna do my main 9 today. The other ones are new, but yeah, I'm gonna save that for tomorrow because I'm getting pretty tired. Hive number 7, 2 mites, and was able to steal 4 frames from them. Now these are the best honey producers. Okay, so hive number 8. This is my laying worker colony, and I see that my queen is not laying eggs yet, but she did hatch because I did see where she hatched out of her cell, and I see this. So do you see how this queen cell was taken out from the side? It didn't come out from the bottom. It was taken out from the side. This means that it was killed by the workers, so that tells me that I do have a queen. Now, whether she came back after a mating flight or not, that is the actual question. I'll look through all my frames again when I put them back in the hive, but this is the only hive that I did not treat, so this reading will be interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Yeah, nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Actually, 11. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of them. Can you see them all? It's probably kind of blurry, but just take my word from it. So this is also one of the hives. So I have these. You see that blue sticker down there? And then I have it on that hive back there. I did that when I first did all of my splits, meaning that I did not provide them with a mated queen. I made them make a queen on their own, or I provided them with a queen cell when I did the split. So these are from my strongest hive that also tested high, the one that I said had 5 mites. So yeah, not a really good genetic. They're definitely out of the program. So I put that queen cell that I found, that was a swarm cell in the other hive that I was talking about, in hive number 5 actually. And I know you're probably like, why would you do that? There's other ways you could do it, but right now this is the quickest, easiest, and yes, laziest way for me to make sure that they at least have a queen if she never came back from her mating flight. I don't have time to sit here and baby this hive, so if they don't get their act together, yeah, they're just gonna get tossed out and combined with another hive. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but a really bad storm is rolling in. I got a mess everywhere, but yep, gonna have to clean that up later because I don't mess with storms like this. Woo! Yep, it's about to hit really hard. But okay, so the last hive, the 9th hive, was hoping I ended on a good note, but I didn't. There were 3 mites in it. Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa! And I treated this hive too. Yikes! I'm noticing with the Dawn dish soap, it takes them a little bit longer to detach from the bee, so I've been letting it sit, and I check it multiple times as I'm tearing apart my next hive and looking into that. So if you do the Dawn dish soap, just keep that in mind. It takes a little bit longer, so don't just go off of what you see in the first like 60 seconds. But yeah, so I need to get going, and I'm gonna finish the rest of these tomorrow. It's starting to pour. So with that, I will see you guys in the next one.